Hey, welcome to Half the Battle.
It's time we got back to the cartoon, and especially to the Revenge of Cobra miniseries, since I kinda wanted to finish that last year, but didn't get around to it.
First, a brief recap.
Cobra creates the Weather Dominator. It blows up. Weather goes haywire. Joes and Cobra race to find the pieces. Shipwreck and Gung-Ho fall to their death. And now the story continues. Some other stuff may have happened, but we'll pick that up later.
Only one chance.
I'll stab them to death before the fall gets them. No, she saves them with a net javelin because those things sure exist. Meanwhile, there's still a fight on the island of no return, as you can see from all the lasers. You know, G.I.Joe was the original red versus blue.
If these readings are right, the freak weather has cracked the Earth's crust.
I was gonna call bullcrap on this, but no, weather can actually affect the Earth's crust like that.
Point to you, cartoon.
This does mean the clock is ticking for everybody there. Spirit and Storm Shadow are basically trapped together in a watery cave. They fight until they both realize they're being idiots.
There is too little air to waste it on pointless combat.
Agreed.
We must dwell on this.
Back with Optimus Prime and his clone army. Okay, it's just a Cobra convoy, but still. Roadblock and Honolulu arrive at Cobra headquarters. There, Cobra Commander has one of the best exchanges with Destro in the entire series.
That puts the struggle decidedly in my favor.
I, Destro? Surely you mean we. Unless we recover all three pieces of our Dominator, all of us will be finished!
It's rare to see the Commander successfully dunk on somebody else.
Usually, he's the donkey.
They are preparing to go to the roof of the world, which is about time considering we're 7 minutes in and this episode is called Battle on the Roof of the World. Meanwhile, Spirit and Storm Shadow figure out they can follow the airflow in the hopes of finding a way out, and they do. They leave through a blowhole.
Heh, blowhole.
You have saved my unworthy life. The Weather Dominator shall be yours.
Well, that was easy.
There's the piece of the Dominator, and only one Joe to worry about.
Or not.
Spirit ends up getting help from an unexpected place, though.
The Joe warrior seems sure to lose, unless we intervene. We are on our side first and foremost. Score!
This is the miniseries that introduced Zartan, and it's nice to see him being out for his own interests straight away.
We must leave at once. Our final destination, the roof of the world.
Finally, the episode is half over by now.
The Joes and Cobra arrive at the same time and head inside the roof of the world, I guess. Also, Zartan shows up and I have to question the wisdom of wearing short sleeves and no sleeves in a clearly freezing environment. They make it in and the roof is a giant ice rink? Okay, I gotta ask, where the hell are they anyway? The roof of the world would imply Mount Everest, but that doesn't have a giant ice rink on it.
That I know of. I've never been there.
Maybe they meant the top of the Earth, like when you look at a globe, so the North Pole, but that doesn't seem to be likely either. In conclusion, they just made a place up and didn't think some nerd would be analyzing the hell out of it 40 years later.
Talk about lack of forethought.
Anyway, we should check in with Cobra Commander, who's having a normal one.
Crush them! Demolish them, I say!
Oh right, Roadblock is in this story. Bet you had forgotten about him too, huh?
I wish to plan in private.
I ask myself the same question, fool. Easy for you to say, sucker. Now, splitting time, little buddy. We'll fight for freedom wherever there is trouble.
Wait, the theme song exists in the cartoon universe itself? This raises many questions.
Like, is there a G.I. Joe cartoon in the G.I. Joe cartoon world? We know that later they make a G.I. Joe movie, so who knows? Roadblock and Hondalu give it their best, but end up captured anyway and are sent to the arena of sport, where they find Duke and Snake Eyes, who have been standing there the entire time since we last saw them, I guess? They're about to be attacked by Atari 2600 graphics.
But no time for that!
As with just under 3 frickin' minutes left in the episode, we finally get to the battle on the top of the world. Well, I say battle, but because they're on ice and the component looks like a giant puck, it's more like a hockey game with lasers.
Ha!
Man, Destro must really hate snow judging by that yell. So yeah, we get G.I. Joe on ice for a while, and it's a letdown for me as I don't think this is a very spectacular battle, or a battle at all. Okay, granted, hockey would be more fun if you could call in an airstrike, but still. Also, why are you shooting at the thing you're desperately trying to grab with lasers? Normally our guns make things go boom, but here they can just gently nudge an object. Even the guns from the Rattler? That thing should be in a million pieces! Anyway, Zartan swoops in and grabs the thing, and says he's going to auction it off to the highest bidder, then causes an avalanche to make his escape. And the episode ends with a bunch of Joes about to be buried in snow. Don't worry, I'm sure next time there will be a javelin-assisted solution. And that was Battle on the Roof of the World, the 4th part of the Revenge of Cobra miniseries.
And honestly, it's the weakest episode so far.
Look, most of the episode was fine, it's just the ending segment. The so-called battle was so stupid. We were promised an exciting fight and we got ice capades. Also, it was way too short. I mean, sure, if it was that stupid, I should be glad it was short, but what I wanted was a longer, proper battle.
And hey, I know, it's still the G.I. Joe cartoon. I'm not exactly expecting the opening to Saving Private Ryan here, but give me something!
And I still can't get over the fact that a lot of them aren't dressed for cold weather, like Destro and Zartan, who...
Hey, wait a minute!
I just realized, Zartan and the Dreadnoks climbed there, so where the hell did their motorcycles come from? Ugh, the last 4 minutes of this episode get dumber the more times I watch them. Though I did like Zartan's sudden but inevitable betrayal, and the dynamic between Spirit and Storm Shadow.
We are even now.
When next we meet
as enemies.
Overall, most of the episode was okay, but man, that ending!
There's just one part left, so I hope they stick the landing with the finale. That way, the Revenge of Cobra can at least end on a high note.
Well, I'll see you next time, everybody, and hey, why not like, share, and subscribe if that's your thing?